Good afternoon, YouTube. It's Flight Hero RC. Today I'm going to just go over a quick tutorial video on how to set up head tracking on your Frsky X20s utilizing a Fat Shark external head tracking module. It's just going to be the setup on the transmitter side of things. You can tweak things to your own liking once you actually do it for your own setup. This, however, wasn't quite intuitive to the degree where I could just do it off the cusp. I actually had to go in and mess with stuff to get it to work, but hopefully this video will save you all some time. So I'm just going to go ahead and go through the setup. So first things first is you're going to want to make sure that you have your trainer turned on. In order to do that, what you're going to do is you are going to go over, you're going to hit your airplane icon, you're going to then swing over to the trainer button. Alright, now your trainer mode should be set up in master, and then your active condition should be always on. Now it is key to note that for the flight control functions, you're going to want your aileron turned off, so you don't want it to have any feedback. Otherwise, it'll lock out the system for you on that particular channel, so you will not get any aileron feedback when you mess with the sticks, like so. All right. Same with the elevator, throttle, and rudder. You're going to want all those in the off position, or the null position, so you don't want it to have anything going on. Okay. So what you're going to do is when you get to channels 5 and 6, you're going to then have them set up, at least in my situation, to always on. All right. And then whatever percentage you want your feedback to be, set it up that way. All right. And the reason why is because while it does say slave channel 5, this is actually a representation of the trainer number. So trainer 5 and trainer 6 are going to be the ones that I have set up on this particular model, which is the Freewing F16. All right. And trainer 5 is going to control your pan function. Trainer 6 is going to control your tilt function in this particular setup. So I have them set up to always on. I have them set up to replace. And then I have the destination still set to null because I haven't quite assigned it. And we'll get into a mixing function to allow that to take place. All right. So once you have that all set up, you're then going to go to your channel 6. Same thing. So always on, replace. And then for this particular function, I have it set up to 50%. The reason why is because you're going to need more of your pan function than you are going to need of your tilt function. Okay. So with your pan and tilts, you're probably going to, the most you want is you want as close to a 1-to-1 as possible, at least in my experience doing this. So when you turn your head a little bit, you don't want the pan or the panning servo to crank the camera all the way up or very little. Otherwise, when you're sitting there idly, you're going to get a lot of feedback that you don't exactly want due to little micro movements that your head is making that the head tracker is accounting for. So you don't ever want that at 100%, or unless you just like it that way. For me, I like my head tracking a little bit more dampened. That way, if I make small little movements, the gimbal doesn't react to those movements as drastically as it will if you don't have that set up. So meaning I'm sitting still, I look just a smidge to the left, and then the gimbal cranks all the way over to the left. You don't want that, though, because that is how you get disoriented. That's how you kind of get airsick, and then that's just another can of worms that I'm not going to get into. All right, so once you have your trainer set up to reflect that they are always on for channels 5 and 6 on the trainer function, you're then also going to want to disable trainer 7. So make sure that's empty. Trainer 8, make sure that's empty. And depending on whatever receiver you're using, you're going to want to make sure that all of these different slaves are not reflected. All right. So once you have the trainer set up, what you're going to do is you're going to go back to the home function, and you're going to click on the airplane icon, and you're going to go to your mixer. All right. Now for this, what you'll do is you will add a new mix. You'll add a free mix. I have a lot of my stuff all over the place, so don't pay attention to that. You're going to go to your first position, right? You're going to then name the mix. So let's just say this is head tracking X, so HTX or pan, for example. you'll have that set up for pan. Now you have the active condition as always on, and the source, you'll have this set up to be under trainer. Okay, so then it has 16 different trainers. So you're going to then select trainer 5, and then that is going to be your source, which means you will get the inputs from that particular function or from that particular training channel, and then your output will be a port. So in this case, for mine, it would be channel 7, right? You can see I already have the mixes installed for that, but that is where I would actually physically plug in the connector, the cable, into my receiver. Now I'm going to delete this because I already have my trainer set up, but I'm going to go into a couple other things here. So I go to HTX, which for me is a trainer. You can see I have an expo set up for my pan trainer, or my pan function. So the reason why, again, is because I don't want my head to cause the camera to tilt a much higher rate of degree over, or much. If I tilt my head, or I'm going to try to make a side-by-side comparison here. If I tilt my head a little bit to the left, I don't want the camera doing this all the way to the right, or excuse, other way around. Let me back out. So if I have my camera set up right on the head tracker, if I turn my head just a smidge, right, just a smidge to the right, I don't want the camera going all the way to the right, because that's just not accurate, right? If I turn my head a little bit to the left, I don't want my camera to go all the way to the left, because again, it's not representative of a 1-to-1 ratio for your head tracking. So I have a little bit of a dead zone in between neutral on both sides. That way it pans a lot smoother. And again, you can set that up. I'm going to just go into this channel. And you have it. You see a HTX always on trainer 5. It's set up as a function to replace. My expo curve is 63%. I have a 4% offset because of the fact that the servo for some reason wants to slightly set up as the neutral point to the left or the right. Weight up is 62%. So that means how sensitive is it since it's 62%. And I have the rate slowed down to just 0.2 seconds. So I have 0.2 seconds of delayed reaction time. That way, if I make a small head movement that I'm not really meaning to do, it takes 0.2 seconds for it to realize that I've moved, and then it reacts. And it sounds like a lot, but it's really not. It's barely noticeable. But it allows the camera to just focus a lot better. It keeps you from getting disoriented. And when you have those goggles on, trust me, it's very easy to do that. All right. And then the output is channel 7 free mix. Okay. Now you'll see that for the H2Y or trainer 6, it's a little bit different. The curve is a lot less pronounced. Or excuse me, the expo curve is a lot less pronounced. Offset is 11%. Weight up 26%. Weight down is 65%. Now the weight down function actually is what causes the camera to look up. I want that a lot higher than I want my weight down, or excuse me, I want that function to work, or that particular weight to go a lot further than my weight that's causing it to go down. For whatever reason, I confused it and I set it up as weight up is 26%. That in fact is when I look down, and then weight down is when I look up. And then you can see, let's see, go back up. Let me see. You can see that the weight down is going to be on the left side and the weight up is going to be on the right. Slow up, slow down, nothing there. Channel count is 1 channel, and it's going to be output on the free mix, channel 8. So I physically connect the port of channel of slot number 8 on my receiver to the head tracking Y or the tilt function. That's basically how you set it up. And then if you want more sensitivity, you can always go into output and you can adjust your sensitivity from there. As you can see, and then what this does is changes the range. So you can have it. I have mine set up on 119%, which allows you to get more of a look, or more of a in-depth look. So it allows it to be smoothed out, but also allowing you to have a fuller range of motion. So I like to be able to look slightly behind me when I'm doing this, So I have it set up just to reflect that, just slightly more than 100% of what I want it to have. And then channel 8, same way, except that one's just set up at 100%. So anyway, thank you for watching. If this helped, please leave a comment, like, share, subscribe. I'm waiting for a day to get my F-16 up and running. I just moved, so about a month ago I've been getting everything set up, and I'm trying to find some local airfields I can fly at, as well as if not non-AMA fields that are suitable for aircraft like this to fly from. So anyway, thank you for watching, and you all have a great day. Fly Hero out. Peace.